Hi guys, welcome back to Zebit Extra v Phoebe. We are back here with some book reviews for you today, and we're going to change up our style on this segment a little bit.
Stop it!
And
this is my reading glasses.
Instead of doing in-depth reviews of books as what we were doing last year, this year we're going to do some quick reviews, our recommendations on books that we've been reading in the last month, and so there's not going to be any spoilery kind of situations in this video, and so you'll just get a feel of the vibe of the book and be able to decide if you're interested in reading it.
Nope, not interested in reading any of your books.
I'm sure. We have pretty different reading tastes, which is why we started the segment that we did last year, which is where we forced each other to read stuff.
Yeah.
However, I have much more time to read than Tim does, and it was hard for him when I was like, babe, you gotta read this book. I need you to read this book.
Yeah, especially when they were stupid.
They were excellent. Some of them. Don't even get me started on Boys of Biloxi.
Okay, I have one bad pick. One bad pick.
It really just depends.
You might have had one good one.
No.
Yeah.
It really depends on what your book preference is.
That's true.
Okay.
I prefer good books. She prefers the other stuff.
So we're going to try out this new, we're going to try a little game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Tim the name of the book, and then he's going to tell me what he thinks the book is about.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the first book we're talking about, I'm going to put the books up here. This is The Last Word.
I'm going to close my eyes so I can listen well.
Sure.
I got to shut down the eyes, turn the ears on.
Okay. This is The Last Word by Taylor Adams.
It's about a wife. Because she has to get the last word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is called The Last Word. Here's the picture of it.
After posting a negative review of a horror novel, a woman staying in an isolated beach house begins to wonder if the author is a little touchy or very, very dangerous. In this pulse-pounding novel of psychological suspense and terror from the critically acclaimed author of No Exit and Hairpin Bridge, Emma Carpenter lives in isolation with her golden retriever Leica, house-sitting in an old beachfront home on the rainy Washington coast. Her only human contact is her enigmatic old neighbor Deke. I think this book is about a mentally unstable woman.
Why?
Just for some odd reason, I'm getting the feel that she is imagining things that are happening that really aren't.
Okay, so actually, well, since these are spoiler-free reviews, I'm going to let you know. I can't actually answer for you if she's seen things. But the reason why I think it's fun to hear what Tim thinks is if you've read this, you can think about what you read and think how close he is to that. So basically, she's reading a book on her Kindle or whatever.
Yes.
Her neighbor suggested that her neighbor gave her this recommendation. She reads it and she's like, this is literally the worst book I've ever read. So hold on. So she goes on to whatever, Goodreads or Amazon review, and she leaves a horrible review.
You're throwing spoilers left and right.
No, you get this in the very first chapter. And the person starts a dialogue back and forth with her in the comment section of that review and is like really angry with her. And then she starts seeing that there's like really crazy stuff happening in her lake house. That's why the picture looks like that.
But I'm gonna say the dialogue she's having is with herself.
The person that she's reviewing the book for?
Yes.
Oh.
And so this is all going on in her head. Right? In fact, she might be the author. You
just said that.
And, well, yeah, but just because you're making comments doesn't mean you're the author. But I'm just saying, like, yeah. So I'm thinking maybe she's the actual author. It's a pen name or something. And she has, like, split personalities.
Okay.
And they're arguing. And they're fist fighting in the comments section.
Ooh. Okay, so this, if you're looking for vibes, this is like isolated on a lake house. The atmosphere is good. This woman doesn't want to leave her house. It's also cat and mouse. Like,
or the other 37 personalities don't want to leave either.
Who's going to get the better of who? And I would give this book like a 3.5. I did enjoy it, and I would read more from this author. Okay, your turn.
The title of this book is called Old Man's War.
Here's what it looks like. I need to see a picture of it so I can decide what this book is about.
Okay. And here's the picture.
Okay, there's a bunch of spaceships. And there's a planet that looks pretty desolate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by the way, this book is by John Scalzi, I believe his name is. Yeah, John Scalzi.
Okay. Is this book a series?
It is.
How many books are in the series?
I don't really know, to be honest with you. And there's a reason I haven't moved on to book 2.
Oh, what's that?
And I'll tell you about it after we discuss.
Okay. They're able to like reverse or start over like a person's aging process. So the reason, okay, I'm just gonna guess. The reason it's called Old Man's War is because there's no people left on the planet except for the old dudes. And they have to go to war because somebody captured all their children and women. Am I right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, let me read the little clippy clip, and then you can tell us if you recommend the book, because you're about to say why you don't want to start the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. John Scalzi, Old Man's War.
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, I'm just reading it. Okay. This is perfect for an entry-level sci-fi listener, by the way.
Is that what it says?
It says, the good news is that humanity finally made it into interstellar space. The bad news is that planets fit to live on are scarce, and alien races willing to fight us for them are common. So we fight to defend Earth and to stake our own claim to planetary real estate. Far from Earth, the war has been going on for decades, brutal, bloody, and unyielding. Now that isn't telling me at all in the first little bit about why the war is for old men. Now you can tell me.
So basically the reason it's for old men is they have a way to reverse the aging process.
I just said that.
Yes, and I'm gonna go with that,
because
but that's not exactly true.
Oh, at the end you find out it's not true?
It's not exactly
That's a good hook.
True. But so they will only recruit people that are older than 75.
Mm-hmm.
And this book, it's a really cool book. It really is. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the thought behind it.
As an avid sci-fi reader, would you say, yeah, you should go read this, or try something else?
You know, I would recommend this.
It's like a 5-star read.
It kind of is, yeah.
Wow.
It's really a different take on things.
Give me 3 adjectives for this book.
3 adjectives.
Like, what are the vibes?
Twisty.
Twisty. Got good.
Because there's a couple of real good twists in there. Love story and hooking.
Hooking.
Yeah, because it really hooks you.
You mean gripping?
No, I mean hooking. It hooks into you. It grabs you.
Okay.
It's
okay,
grabby.
so now you can tell us why you are not starting the second book.
So the reason I'm not starting the second book right now is because the second book does not take place with the same characters as the first book.
So they're done. After the first book, those guys are done?
No. They are actually the center of the third book.
So is it like a prequel? The second one goes back in time?
No, I mean, it's the first book in the series, so it's not really a prequel. It's just the quill.
So you're not interested in hearing about other characters?
I am. And after listening to the series I'm listening to now, I'd probably be more apt to do that as well. Because in the series I'm listening to now, it's the exact same thing.
What?
There's only a couple of people that carry over.
Whoa.
And, yeah.
Copycats.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 stars.
I would definitely give it 4.5.
Okay, 4.5 stars.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull up my list here,
Oh, wait,
sir.
how many stars did you give?
I gave it 3.5.
3.5?
The last word.
Yeah.
So, this book is called...
What are those, panties?
This book is called...
Don't bring it closer. That doesn't help.
This book is called Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. And so the picture that you're looking at right now, it's showing like ripped messages, and it's like love other words, and they're strung along on this little thingy. So Macy Sorensen is settling into an ambitious, if emotionally tepid routine. Work hard as a new pediatrics resident. Plan her wedding to an older, financially secure man. Keep her head down and heart tucked away. But when she runs into Elliot Petropoulos...
This is a Hallmark movie.
What do you think is going to happen?
This is literally a Hallmark movie. She's going to end up cheating with Elliot. And running off with him. Yeah, whatever his name is. And they're gonna, hit it off, but he's got something going on in the city or in a different country or something. And in the end, they're gonna decide they have to be together.
So I actually...
But he dies.
Oh, he dies.
He dies.
There is death in this book. So I actually gave this book 5 stars. This was one of my only 3 5-star reads this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That wasn't a reread, not Stormlight Archive reread.
Yeah, gotcha.
So this is a second chance romance. What does that mean to you?
That means if I read it the second time and it doesn't hook me, I throw it across the room.
No. So that means that these people were once a couple of some sort at some point in their life. There's some big rift that happens, and second chance romances, they meet up again and they're getting a second chance. He actually did something that she felt she could not forgive him for, and they went 11 years without talking. Now,
what
spoiler
alert.
You find that out really soon. 2 main characters, they were so beautifully innocent and wonderful as teens. And also, wait.
Time out.
No, you time out. No,
time out.
Okay, what?
Aren't most people young and innocent and pure as teenagers? Chime in.
No, okay, so I didn't mean pure. I meant their friendship was really nice. So it's a friends to lovers story anyway. And so the majority of
You've got me hooked now.
I'm not trying to get you to read it. I'm telling them.
You've hooked
me.
See,
we changed...
Stop.
We changed the format of this video. I'm no longer trying to get you to like my books.
That's good.
It's impossible. So that's one of the reasons it got 5 stars for me, is I feel like the storytelling and the character of these 2 people was really nice. Also... I
gave it a 2.
Also, if you've read romance books and you're tired of the main male character being like, I'm too tough to talk about my feelings, this guy is the opposite of that.
But that's men.
Not all men.
We're men in tights.
Not this man. This guy can talk about his feelings, which I appreciate a lot, because a lot of times the thing that the author will fall into the groove of is all these crappy things happen because people didn't talk to each other and there was no communicating.
No communication is key.
So anyway, I liked this book. I enjoyed the main characters. I enjoyed the narration. I would definitely read more by this author. I gave it 5 stars.
Okay, so the one I'm talking about next
Let's see the picture.
Button? Is that the right button?
A Learning Experience, Book 1. Okay, so shockingly, this picture is of a planet and of a spaceship. I am shocked.
What? Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now, let me read the first little bit. Okay, so it says, Earth is not alone. There is a towering civilization out in the galaxy far greater than anything we can imagine, but we are isolated from the galaxy until now. When a bunch of interstellar scavengers approached Earth intending to abduct a few dozen humans and sell them into slavery in the darkest, they make the mistake of picking on Steve Stewart and his friends. Okay, I read that much of this the first time you were reading it, and that was compelling to me. I like that there's a towering civilization out in the galaxy, and we weren't able to do any space travel, but now we can. And there's also these awesome military vets who are going to kick butt. So I was intrigued by that. Okay, what I think is going to happen is this book... They're going to find out that the aliens are coming to Earth, and they're lizard people, and they're taking over the governments of all the different Earths that they're going to, and these guys have to stop them from doing that.
You really think this is a lizard people book?
That's my guess.
Okay.
But you can't say if I'm right or not because that would be a spoiler. Okay, so give us a little bit more info without giving spoilers.
Okay, I'll give you like the first literally chapter here.
By memory, since you said you know all your books by heart.
So it starts out that there are these 4 guys. They're out camping, right?
Just having a good time. They're
Just
not out
having
on
a good time.
military stuff.
No, they're just out. They've all retired from the military. They're out.
Are they 75?
No, they're like less than my age.
So it's not an old man's war.
No, they're in their 40s.
Okay.
At the oldest. Okay. They get abducted by aliens.
Like SNL style, where the girl's like, "This is what the aliens did to me."
Yes, exactly
Really?
like that. Exactly. Yeah, some of them get abducted by really good aliens, and they give them lollipops and. No.
Okay, so they get abducted.
Not like Saturday Night Live.
Do they wake up on the spaceship, or do they not know that they were abducted for sure?
No. They know they're abducted
Okay.
because they're at gunpoint. They're like, "Get on the spaceship."
What do the aliens look like? Do they look humanoid, or do they look like iridescent?
They're a humanoid arachnid
Really?
cross.
Ooh, I like that because
Yes.
spiders are scary.
Yes,
Okay.
very, very scary.
I'm into it. So they're spiders who can hold weapons and shoot
Yes.
at them.
Yes, and so they get them on the spaceship, and they take them up to the mothership. And I think it was just 4 guys. It might have been 6, but it was between 4 and 6 guys. I can't remember. And those guys take over the entire ship.
The good guys.
Yeah.
So the first book is about them taking over the ship, or it goes from there more?
That's the first chapter.
Oh, the first chapter. Dang, they could have drawn that way out.
Yeah, I was actually expecting it to be a little longer to get to that point.
All right.
But no, it was like boom, boom.
Okay, what's your 3 adjective vibes?
Intense.
Okay, intense.
Better
Better not say hooking again.
Hooking.
Is it mysterious? Or no?
No, not very mysterious. It's not very mysterious, but what I would say is like it's kind of compelling because it takes a look at the social and socioeconomics of today.
Okay.
And kind of, condemns everybody.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like, and as these books go on,
It makes you think.
the whole thing about Earth is just, it gets worse and worse. And so it's like going down a rabbit hole.
It's the lizard people.
Yeah.
So what would you give this out of 5 stars?
Ooh.
Is it another 4.5?
I would actually probably give it a 4.75. The author likes to kind of use the same phrase several times.
He has like some catchphrases that he keeps falling back on. Besides that, though, you'd recommend it.
Yeah.
Which would you recommend higher of the 2 you've talked about?
I'm sorry. Which
Old
is
Man
higher,
War?
4.5 or
Oh yeah, okay. So
4.75?
Tim thinks you should read. What's this one called again? The Descendants.
Not The Descendants.
A
learning experience.
Why do you think it's called a learning experience?
Because basically what we're doing in this first book is we're learning that we are not the top of the food chain.
Okay.
And that we do not have all the scientific answers.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And it's by Christopher Nuttall.
We have,
That's a cat.
there's a cat. It's looking at this house. Or maybe it's looking at us. I can't
That's
tell.
a guy. Isn't that a guy? What is that?
No,
Is that a fire hydrant?
I think that's a fire hydrant.
Okay.
There's a house back there. It's like stormy vibes, right?
If we brought this up on a bigger screen, it would sure help.
Well, watch this. Okay, there it is. So,
Well, that was a fire hydrant by George.
yeah. So The Last House on Needless Street by Katrina Ward, okay? So, let me read you the little bit.
The buzz.
In a boarded-up house on a dead-end street at the edge of the wild Washington woods lives a family of 3. A teenage girl who isn't allowed outside, not after last time, a man who drinks alone in front of his TV trying to ignore the gaps in his memory, and a house cat who loves napping and reading the Bible. An unspeakable secret binds them together. But when a new neighbor moves in next door, what is buried out among the birch trees may come back to haunt them all. That was a quick summary.
That was.
Do you remember me telling you about this book?
I have never heard of this
Okay, good.
book.
So what do you think it's about? What's the secret that binds them all?
Well, I think the secret is the cat is actually the mother.
How?
Well, I don't know exactly, but there's some sort of, the daughter's doing some sort of witchcraft.
Okay.
And she has turned the mother into a cat. That's why the cat loves to read the Bible. And the dad's always drinking, and the daughter's not allowed back out of the house.
Because what did she do last time she went out?
Last time she went out, her mother turned into a cat.
Okay. And the new neighbor that moved in next door, what are they going to find buried out in the birch trees?
I don't really know, to be honest. It might be a body. You know, it's probably a body. I'm guessing there's going to be bodies. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Okay. All right. So I'm not going to tell you very much about this book, other than to tell you
It's a murder mystery.
It is a murder mystery.
Oh.
So I gave this book a 4.5.
Well, where the hell is the kid? Oh, no.
Now you remember.
Dad.
Oh, you don't remember me telling you. Okay. Don't say any more, because you might remember it. So this is a murder mystery. There is, in fact, one of the main characters is from the viewpoint of a cat. That gives you kind of the idea. This book is a little bit bizarre.
You think?
So don't read this book if you
At all.
If you want. No, I gave it a 4.5.
Oh.
I like this book a lot because
Why did we not review any bad books?
I do have a book that I only gave like a 3.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going in order of how I read them.
Gotcha.
So I give this one a 4.5 because for the first at least half of the book, you're going like this. What?
Yeah.
What? Like, what is up with this cat? Why is she reading the Bible? What's going on? Why can't this girl ever leave? Why does she keep, like, scratching her dad? Like, what is going on with this? Right? And then...
I think I may remember this
Yeah.
now.
And then when you start figuring it all out, and at the very end, I was like, what? And I like that in a book. I like a book that makes my brain go... So, that's all I'm going to say about this one. If that
Trust
sounds
me,
fun
I know
to
she
you...
likes everything that makes her brain go...
Anyway, if that sounds like fun to you, and you don't mind books that extend the realm of reality...
Yes, realm
then
of reality.
I gave it a 4.5.
4.5.
Okay, what's next for you?
That's really got me caught up.
Okay.
I honestly haven't been able to read a lot of books lately. Like I was telling Phoebe, my earbuds broke.
All right, I'm going to pick 2 more. Okay, I want to talk about 3 more.
Okay, you do it.
But we're going to go quick. Okay, so this next one is called Tress of the Emerald Sea.
Tress of the
Let me show you the picture.
Okay, it's a girl.
Okay, here's the picture. What's she doing?
Oh, that's a Brandon Sanderson book. I don't know, what is she doing? Has she got moonlight shooting out from her dress?
There's a moon, and then there's like all of these like effervescent things around her.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, it says, the only life Tress has known on her island home in an emerald green ocean has been a simple one, with the simple pleasures of collecting cups brought by sailors from faraway lands and listening to stories told by her friend Charlie. But when his father takes him on a voyage to find a bride and disaster strikes, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek the sorceress of the deadly midnight sea. This is the one, do you remember I told you that Brandon Sanderson wrote a book inspired by Princess Bride?
No.
Okay, but it's a Princess Bride where Princess Buttercup is the main character doing all the action.
That's just silly.
Instead of Wesley.
That's just silly.
So what do you think is going to happen? This was one of my 5-star reads.
Really?
This is a romance, but it's action. Think Princess Bride.
Inconceivable.
Yes, it's very family friendly. There's pirates.
Gotcha.
There's revenge. There's love. 0 spice. 0 language. And if you are a Brandon Sanderson fan and you like the character Wit, do you remember Wit?
No.
From Stormlight Archive. Have you not read any Stormlight?
I've not read that.
Okay, so anyway, Tim's read the Mistborn series, but not Stormlight Archive.
Mistborn's good.
There's this character named Wit.
Starlight Archive, not so good.
You haven't even tried it.
I have.
So
I
good.
can't get past the first,
You can't get past, like, the epilogue. Okay, so anyway, that's where you turn it up to 1.75. Zoom through the first little bit.
It's a prologue.
Yeah, the
Epilogue's at the end.
My bad. You don't read it in reverse? Because I do.
Yeah.
So anyway, Wit is the narrator of this one. And he's like one of Sanderson's main funny characters that pops up throughout the Cosmere. So you get so much of a very well-loved character, so it's a lot of fan service. Anyway, so she's going to go on an adventure, and she might or might not save Charlie.
Okay, so
and he may or may not be married.
Here's my guess at what this book is going to be about.
And now that I told you.
Right? Right?
Yeah, what's going to happen to him?
It's about Charlie.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's his Wesley.
Uh-huh.
And there's going to be some inconceivables.
Uh-huh.
And pirating. And Dread Captain. And,
Okay, so I said I was going to keep this review short and sweet.
yeah.
So it's a 5-star. If you love any Brandon Sanderson, you will love this one.
What if you love some Brandon Sanderson, but not all?
So I finished the Poppy War Trilogy. Okay?
Poppy War Trilogy.
And the first book in the series is called The Poppy War.
Oh,
so I'm just going to
that's
have
so
you tell me
good.
what you think that this series is about.
It's about a poppy war.
Wait, let's look at the picture.
They're drug sellers. And yeah, see what is that? That's an archer.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so yeah, they sell poppies. They're making opium, and the Mongols are invading, and so they're getting hopped up onto poppies and fighting the Mongols, and that's what the Poppy War Trilogy is about.
Okay, so now that I've done with the whole thing, I give the whole series a 4.5.
Ooh, but what about per book?
It's consistent. The end, I wasn't disappointed with the very end of this series because
But you didn't like it, did you?
No, it was fine. As I was reading the end, I was like, well, I guess there's not really a better way that they could have concluded that, because what this book is about is power. There's a main character named Rin. She wants to go to school to become...
Oh, if you tell me there's another character named Stempy, I am gonna be...
How did you know?
So happy.
So she wants to go to college to be a warlord.
Right. For the Poppy Wars.
When have you read a book about a female... Oops. When have you read a book about a female whose ambition in life is to be a warlord?
Didn't we read... What was that book we just read?
Tress and the Emerald Sea?
No. The one where she was sleeping with the other guy.
What?
With the shadow powers. And she had the 2 dragons, and one was a gold dragon.
Oh, Fourth Wing?
Yeah.
She definitely does not want to be a warlord.
She clearly does.
She wants to be a scribe, and her mother forced her to go into the dragon
and then
riding
as soon
college.
as she went into that college, she's like, fine, I'm gonna be the biggest, baddest ass ever for a 4 foot tall,
That
80
is
pound
funny.
pixie.
Okay. In no way is this book like Fourth Wing.
Good.
Yeah, you would actually like this one.
I like the 4th Wing.
Okay, so this book, it does have like a tiny, teensy bit of romance, 0 spice. Most of this book is about gruesome war battle strategy.
Nice.
However, it does not take place in space, so I like it better. People are all on the ground for most of the part until one of the people learns how to fly. This book is about shamanism, so there is magic.
Yeah, shamanism.
It's a lot. It's also a discussion on racism and classism, and I really enjoyed it. It's also
cool.
Every character in this book is part good and part bad. Like, there's nobody who's just like, wow, that person's awesome.
But isn't that life?
That's how we all are, but lots of times authors write some characters as like the Mary Sue, where they can't do anything bad, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, I just want to report on the fact that I finished this series. It came highly recommended. I give it a 4.5. It's really good. The whole thing's about power, like power-hungry people, and can that end in a good way, and in what way will it end in a good way, or is everyone going to go down in flames? All that kind of stuff. Okay? So that's the Poppy War.
Okay. What's next? Okay. What's next on our agenda?
Yeah. Last book.
Do I need glasses for this too, or am I going to mistake a deer for crow?
Last book. Based upon this image, what do you think this book's about?
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. This looks like a cross-stitching book.
Pretty good. Why do you think that? Because of the artwork in the background?
Yeah, the artwork in the background looks like a cross-stitching pattern.
The artwork in the background is a play on that very famous Asian drawing of the wave.
Is it tattooing then?
So Tim thinks that perhaps this book is about tattooing.
I mean, I don't know.
Could be. I know, that doesn't really give you a lot.
Yeah,
it's called Tomorrow.
Just nothing.
Okay, ready? Sam and Sadie, two college friends often in love, but never lovers, become creative partners in a dazzling and intricately imagined world of video game design, where success brings them fame, joy, tragedy, duplicity, and ultimately a kind of immortality.
Ready Player One.
You know what it actually reminded me more of? It reminded me more of that one we watched with Ryan Reynolds where he plays the NPC.
Oh, Fall Guy? No, not Fall Guy.
The good guy?
My guy? The new
guy? The nice guy. No.
Another guy? One up guy?
That one dude.
One up?
Okay, anyway.
Player level up, one guy new?
So you know how in that book, in that movie, there's the two characters that created the game together?
Uh-huh.
And then there's the person who stole their game?
Yes.
And there's the guy's in love with the girl and the girl's oblivious to it?
Yes.
Okay. It very much reminded me of that.
Okay.
And I give this book a 4.5 out of 5.
Do you have any idea what a rating below 4.5 looks like?
Yes, I didn't include those in today's because I just want to suggest stuff that I want them to read.
But why not also throw out suggestions of things that we do not want you to read? This is garbage.
Because this review would be too long.
Or are you going to end up like with that one book we just reviewed where you're like, this guy's book is garbage? Next thing you know, you're all like, wait, that's my book. No, I don't want to be a cat.
Wait, we didn't say he was a cat. That was the other book. So, yeah, I recommend if you want to listen to it's mostly a book about friendship, but it's also a book about depression, despair. There's tragedy, trauma, handicap. There's a lot of good things to think about.
This is starting to sound like my autobiography.
Yeah, you do make a lot of video games.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to wrap it up. I will put on the screen a couple books since Tim insists that I did read in the last month that I don't recommend. So, there you go.
Yeah.
We're just not going to talk about them. Not that they weren't horrible. If I read something that is horrible, I will tell you. I just am like, okay.
Wouldn't it be great if somebody actually named a book, this book is horrible?
You should write that book.
I should.
What should the plot be?
Horrible.
The plot should be horrible. That's not a plot.
It's a horrible plot.
All right. Stay tuned for This Book is Horrible. Is that what it's called?
This book is horrible.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it. Thanks for chilling with us through this book review. Hopefully we brought you a few laughs, took you out of, whatever you've got going on that maybe feels a little too serious.
Maybe a few tears.
Maybe.
Of joy or pain.
Yeah. Seeing our faces.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
We're happy to be back with you. Let us know if you have any great book recommendations that we should try out. We will see you back very soon for another video, and take care until then.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Okay, bye.
Happy reads.